Welcome everybody. So I know you're typically used to seeing our retreat co-owner Sarah on the lives here, but today we're switching things up and I'll be doing an interview with one of our presenters at the upcoming retreat in Gaylord, Ms.FitVegan. So feel free to go ahead and put your questions in the chat and we'll do our best to get to all of them. So if you just give me a second here, we're going to go ahead and add Ms.FitVegan in here.
Hi.
Hey Jeanette, can you hear me?
Yes, I just realized I forgot to put my headphones on, so give me a second.
No problem at all.
Because
And
I
guys,
like,
as I mentioned, if you do have any questions for us, go ahead and put those in the comments section. We'll do our best to get to all of those throughout this. So, Jeanette, thank you
okay.
so much for joining us again live today. We've had you on the channel in the past, and you're back by popular demand. So, um, if you could just start by going over your story a little bit and what led you to a raw vegan lifestyle and diet.
Yes, you hear me good,
Yep,
Chase?
yep.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm really honored and happy to be here. And in 2010, I saw a documentary called Food Inc. I'm sure you've seen it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it is a really good documentary, but there was just a few seconds of a slaughterhouse video. And I had never seen that before. And I didn't know. I had no idea where my food was coming from. And ever since then, I have never been able to forget that. So in 2010, I went vegetarian because I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't be a part of that. And then in 2011, I found the raw food diet and I watched Earthlings and I started getting really educated and I started realizing, wow, we've been lied to about so much, and not just the protein thing, but like the whole thing. And when I found out about raw foods, Chase, I was like, this is it. I got to try this thing. And I tried it and I never looked back. And I tried to do raw till 4, like once or twice over the years. And it just, I can't go back. Like, once you go feel amazing, you can't go back to feeling subpar. It's
That's
just
very
like
true.
I'm not here for that. So I've been raw since 2011 and I just feel so good. And I just turned 40 last month or 2 months ago. And I'm feeling great. And I know this is the way we're supposed to be eating as humans. So that's a little bit of my story.
Well, that is phenomenal. I mean, you look great for your age, I will
Thanks.
say.
For my old age, yeah, my walker's in the closet. Yeah. Thank you.
Um, and one thing I picked up from a recent video that you did is, healthy people, they don't criticize other healthy people. So, how important do you think it is, having festivals and retreats and that kind of stuff with other like-minded people?
Yeah, festivals have changed my life. I'm here in Florida. I wouldn't be living in Miami without meeting people at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. Fruit festivals are incredible because you go there and you realize you're not alone and you meet your tribe. You can meet your best friend, your roommate, your soulmate. You can meet your next business partner. Festivals are incredible. And I'm so excited to go to yours because so many amazing people are coming that I've never met before. I'm really excited, especially to meet Doug Graham because I think he's amazing. And I have learned so much from him over the years and I've never met him. So I'm really excited for that. I've interviewed him, but I've never met him in person and I'm excited. And I think festivals are so key because you are criticized so much in the real world. And when you go to a festival, everybody is just like you, and you can finally let your guard down and be yourself. And you don't have to worry about anything. And you don't have to worry if you're eating too much or too little. Cause you go to these social outings and you have fruit and they're like, is that all you're eating? And then you start eating and they're like, that's too much fruit. And it's like, which one? Like, which one are you? Like, the real world is insane, Chase. So when you go to these fruit festivals, you feel normal, and it's important that we feel normal because we are normal. Eating a fruit based diet is normal and everyone else is eating abnormal. And so, yeah, I think it's so important.
I think I saw a recent stat that 97% of Americans aren't getting enough fiber, but it seems to be the question always is where do you get your protein? It's never where do you get your fiber, where are you getting your phytochemicals.
Yeah.
The protein question comes up over and over again. So if you could just give us kind of some tips that you've learned as far as working out, getting to the gym, how much of an influence has that played kind of in your health journey?
Yeah, good question. Well, first of all, I have a question for you. Do you think the
Yeah.
protein thing will ever end? Do you think it's ever possible?
I don't
No,
think it's ever going to end.
no,
I
it's
mean,
never going to end.
no.
Okay. No, I'm just curious. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's ever going to end because we are so obsessed with something that doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Um, I mean, not only does it not matter, like we inevitably get enough protein no matter what we eat. And that's the thing. Like you said, 97% of people are fiber deficient.
Yep.
I
One
mean,
out of
this
10
is
people are getting the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables as well.
no
So
wonder it's
we're
no wonder it smells when people go to the bathroom. Like, are you kidding me? I go into public restrooms and I'm like, oh my God, this is why I eat raw because I can't deal with this. Like, this is nasty. Okay, so basically, um, okay, you asked about the gym, right? So I am not a gym girly, but I know that you need to work out to be healthy. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you can eat all the raw food. I did that for many years. I just ate raw food and I lost the weight, but I was skinny fat and I didn't feel great. I didn't have a flat stomach. I didn't have good sleep. I didn't have good digestion. So I started working out around 35 years old. So just a few years ago. And personally, I now work out with my private community 4 days a week and I get 15,000 steps every day. And I'm really committed to it because I feel the difference. I look better. I feel better. And fitness is so crucial to your health. You will never feel and look the way you want without working out. Whether that's walking or playing a sport or gym or working out in your house, okay? Calisthenics, that's what I do. I love the push-ups, planks, squats, lunges, everything my community knows. That's what we do on my workouts. And you don't need weights, you need your body weight. Sure, if you want to add weights, that's great too. But body weight is amazing. And I never had a flat stomach till I started working out. The raw food didn't do it for me. I had to start working out. So it's very important.
Yeah, that's kind of what I say is it kind of supercharges your efforts, right, in the kitchen. If you're doing some kind of a movement, that's going to supercharge everything. And I'll also say too, your videos and stuff that you've been putting out, your content, it's always very, inspirational, motivational. So
Thank
keep
you.
keep doing what you're doing. I know when I kind of transitioned from like more whole food plant based over to raw a couple of years ago, some of your videos are some that I saw. So you
Thank
know,
you so
you kind of never know
much.
where you're having an impact. So
So I
that's
get credit
you
for your everything. I get
you get
credit for everything.
credit. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm excited. And listen, at the festival, I'm going to be leading
Yeah,
workouts. So maybe you'll come to some of my
you're gonna
workouts because,
have the watermelon workouts going. That's right.
yeah,
Yep.
you seem very fit. So listen, I need people like you to come to the workouts and get a good sweat in, get a
There we
good
go.
workout.
Good.
Okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I do these workouts with people online, but to do them in person, it's so much more fun. And I have a lot of partner workouts that I do with people. So you'll have a partner and it's just the most fun ever. And then afterwards, we're going to eat our watermelons. So what's
Let's go.
better? Work out and then we eat together. And it's like, it's going to be amazing.
Give us really quick that tagline that you are so famous for the last couple days. My daughter loves to sing this.
Uh,
I think it goes if you wanna something.
if you want to be cute, you got to eat
There,
fruit.
there
That's
you
it.
go.
That's it. Do it for the kids. I do it for the kids, Chase.
Do it for the kids. I like that.
Yeah, love it.
What would you say as far as like finding ways to be social in your everyday life? Obviously, some of the communities that you built online have been great for that, helping people normalize healthy eating, which is what we all should be doing anyway, correct?
Yes.
Um, so, what would you say tips for like being social? Like if you are invited out somewhere and that kind of thing, what would be kind of some takeaway tips here for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. This is like the number one downfall. Everyone's like, I can't, I could stay raw if I worked from home and I ate alone all the time, or if I wasn't married or this or that. Okay. So if you have to go out to eat with other people that are not raw, which is like everyone, okay. If you have to go out and eat in the real world, you're going to want to fill up before you go. You're going to want to, you can bring your own food. I always have fruit on me. Okay. You can bring a salad. You can bring a salad, order a salad, put your salad on top of their salad in the restaurant, and there you go. Like, that's one of the best things you could do if you don't want to make a scene, because I don't mind making a scene, because I realized that I don't fit in for a reason and I'm supposed to stand out here. So when I go to restaurants, I ask for a plate and I take my fruit and I put it on the plate. Sometimes I bring a cantaloupe, I cut it in half, I eat it right there. Grapes are perfect. You wash them at home, you take them, you put them on the plate, you're eating grapes. Don't suffer your whole life trying to impress people that you don't even like, strangers you don't even know. You're going to never get anywhere doing that. You're never going to lose the weight. You're never going to feel good. If you're trying to impress people, you're going to actually end up, what's the word? Um, the opposite of impress. You're going to do that to yourself.
Yeah.
You're going
Totally.
to let yourself down. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
You're going to regret your whole fucking life.
Right.
Okay, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
So basically, what you want to do is you want to eat your food normally and just bring it with you. Or you can always fill up before you go, and then you eat some bullshit salad in a restaurant, which is gross, and you know it.
Yeah.
Or how about this? How about you tell your friends and family that I'll meet you after. Let's go for a walk after. How about you do other things? Sometimes I say to people, okay, you guys go to the restaurant. I'll meet you after. Let's go, roller skating, or let's go hiking, or let's go to the beach, or let's go to an art gallery, or let's go to somewhere, do something else besides eating, which is, that's thank you, Nicole, disappoint.
Disappoint. That's what
If you keep trying to impress everyone else, you're going to keep disappointing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So don't forget that. And then you can do other things, there's other things in life besides eating. Okay. So you can meet them afterwards. It's just, the thing is, we don't want to actually do the things that are necessary to do to change our life. And that's, at the end of the day, that's it. That's it. You have to say that to yourself. You have to get real with yourself and say, okay, do I really want this? Or do I just pretend that I want it? Okay, because if you're trying to be raw, it's very easy. It's very simple, but you're going to have to change a few things, and you're going to have to set your boundaries, and you're going to have to bring fruit with you, and you're going to have to eat different and be different and answer those questions. Where do you get your protein? Where do you get your B12? And that's part of that's the cost. Everything has a cost. So it's part of getting the benefits. You're going to have to pay the cost. Oh, another thing when it comes to being social is that just know that you're never going to be normal again. Like, it's not normal to show up to Christmas dinner, with a bunch of persimmons and just eat like 20 persimmons while everybody's eating dead animals and mashed potatoes and whatever. So like, some people get annoyed, or they're just like, I just want to be left alone, or I just want nobody to ask me about it. I don't want to be the weird one. But like, you are the weird one. Right. If you're trying to be healthy, it's weird in this world. The norm is 97% of people are constipated. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not normal anymore, and you're going to have to get over that. And, lucky for me, and maybe you, I don't know you, but me, I was always weird. Were you always weird? Like, before you went raw or healthy?
I mean, yeah, you could consider that.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought so. Because honestly, most people are. Most people that come to the raw food diet, they've always been weird. They've always been the people that are thinking differently, and they're like not fitting in. They think outside the box. They think for themselves. And if you're going to think for yourself and you're going to eat differently, then you're going to be looked at differently, and people are going to ask you questions. And you know what? You have to get used to that. And now people ask me questions. I don't take offense to it. I don't get upset. I just know that that's normal. I come to dinner with fruit, and they say, oh, is that all you're going to eat? And then I say yes. And then they ask about my protein, and then I answer the questions, and then we move on. And you can also change the subject too. You can say, oh, did you see this movie or this book, or, so just having patience with yourself, with other people, and realizing you're never going to fit in, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to fit in. So yeah, that's my best social tips.
Those are great. Those are great. And I think the central thing for me is, people will put the best gasoline in their car. They'll fuel it up the best possible, take care of their car really, really well. But when it comes to the body here, it's not like it's not life and death. I mean, it's life and death. We have a heart attack happening every 34 seconds. We've got people having strokes, cancer, dementia, all kinds of stuff. And in many cases, it's food related, in most all cases. So, that should be a huge motivator for anybody out there. If they do want to make a healthy lifestyle, setting those boundaries, I think, is key too with people, because people do also have to respect the boundaries that you have. And if you set those firm boundaries with them and they don't go for it, what would be kind of your best advice there if there's a little pushback from friends or family when people are first starting off?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember there's so many stories I could tell you over the last 15 years, but like, I mean, I remember being at my godmother's house and she was trying to like force me to eat something, and it was vegan. It was like some type of granola butter. I don't know. I guess they grind up granola and they make butter out of it or whatever. So it was
Probably one of those, come on, it's fine, just this one
it's
time, just a
totally
little bit.
fine. And she's literally trying to force, this is the first time this has ever happened. She has the spoon and she's trying to force it in my mouth. She's like, "You're on vacation. Just live a little, Jeanette." So meanwhile, like, let's just like freeze the scene here. She's overweight.
Yep.
She's very sick. She's taking all these prescription drugs. She has dementia. Okay. And I know it's the food. So if you think I'm going to take somebody seriously like that, I love her. I love her, but I cannot take her seriously because she doesn't take herself seriously. So like, I just had to stick to my boundaries, and I'm looking around and everyone's like, nobody's like helping me. I'm like, help, can somebody help? But I'm like, finally, I took the spoon, I put it in the sink, and I just gave her a hug and I was like, "I love you so much, but I do not eat that and I don't want to eat that." You see, I think the thing is when you say I can't eat that or I'm on a diet, people think you're suffering.
Yes.
And I think my godmother thought that I was suffering by eating fruit, by eating salads, by eating, having smoothies. And the more you show people that you're not suffering, you don't want to eat that food. You're not suffering. You don't look unhealthy. You're not underweight. You're not suffering. You're eating a lot of fruit. You're feeling good. You're working out. You have lots of energy and you're enjoying this thing. Then they will start to back off, I think. I think a lot of people do it and they're like, "Oh, I can't. I wish I could eat what you're eating, but I have to eat this fruit." And it's like, of course they're going to be like, "No, just have a little," because your friends and family, they want you happy and they want you to have fun. So me, I've had fun for 15 years. So nobody thinks I'm suffering. I'm not suffering.
Right.
I was, Chase. I was suffering when I was unhealthy, when I was fat, when I was sick, when I had back pain and knee pain and all these horrible health issues. But now I'm not suffering. So therefore, people don't tempt me or try to get me to eat anything I don't want to eat. And then, you just have to keep reminding them. It took years for some people. I had to keep reminding them, "No, thank you so much. I don't eat that anymore. Thank you so much. I don't eat that." And then they let it go. They let it go.
Right, exactly. So that's where those boundaries come in. Beautifully said there. And as far as the processed food goes, I know you work with women specifically that are working to overcome kind of food addiction. I think, the processed foods are a big culprit in that. Obviously, big marketing dollars, lots of that on those items in the grocery store. What are just a few of your tips that you could give quickly on how to overcome basically the science-made foods versus wanting to choose abundance, which, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds provide?
Yeah. First things first, you have to throw it out. You have to get it out of your house. And then if you can't throw it out because you need to poison your husband and wife and kids, okay, you need them to eat poison, then I would recommend you give them the food and tell them to hide it somewhere that you don't know.
If it's in your house, it's in your mouth.
Yeah, Chef AJ.
Yep.
So listen, so basically you got to get that out of your house. And then some people say, "I can't because my kids are addicted." Okay, well, your job is to make healthier options for your kids. Like, why are you poisoning your kids? But okay, that's another story. So have them hide it. Have them put it somewhere you don't know where it is. I mean, that's what I did in the beginning. I asked my mom to hide the food. I asked my sister to hide the food because I knew I was going to eat it if I knew where it was. So they hid it somewhere. And then if it's a freezer item, then you can wrap it in foil, put it in the back, and put frozen fruit in front of it. So when you open the fridge, when you open the freezer, you see the food that you can eat, and you make your smoothies, and you make your smoothies like your nice cream and all that stuff. I think the second thing is that people have to really like get a reality check, because a lot of people want the benefits, but they don't want to put in any of the effort or the work. And it's like our whole society is people getting something for nothing. You know, social media has trained us to get something for nothing. Like this interview is free. All these dopamine hits we're getting all day. Like I do this because it's like a hit, right? It's like a dopamine hit all day long. Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, YouTube, they're hitting you with dopamine, and it's free, you think. You know, it's really costing you your time, but you think it's free because it's not costing you money. But the truth is that people want the results of a raw vegan lifestyle without doing the work of somebody who's living a raw vegan lifestyle. And the work includes having a craving and saying no and eating fruit instead and eating an abundance of fruit. So I guess the second thing would be to get an abundance of fruit in your house and really understand that you're never going to conquer a craving while you're starving.
Is
You
that
have to be
something
full.
that you see a lot, is under eating of the fruit? Because when I go through the grocery store, oftentimes I'm asked, "Are you having a party?" Or
Ugh.
you're hosting a party. I say, "No, I'll eat this in a few days." So do you think the quantity, like the amount, the volume, is a big adjustment
Oh
too?
yeah. Oh yeah, nobody's eating enough fruit. Nobody. And I know that because I ask all my clients to send me a list of everything they're eating, and they'll say like one banana, one orange. One, if you're eating one of anything, you're trying to stay addicted to processed foods. Like unless it's one watermelon, okay? You know what I mean? Like you cannot be serious here. I have people putting half a banana in a smoothie when they first meet me. And I'm like, you are asking for a food addiction forever. You're asking to stay overweight and unhealthy forever. You have to up the fruit, and you have to eat as much fruit as it takes to not be hungry anymore. If you're hungry after you eat fruit, you haven't eaten enough fruit. And
Yep.
it's like it's not their fault, Chase, because nobody teaches you that fruit is a meal. Nobody teaches you how to pick out the fruit. Nobody teaches you where to buy the good fruit. And so, you know, that's what I have been doing with my courses and my books and stuff and YouTube. And if anybody has any questions or anything, let us know. Or any suggestions for videos that we should make or that I should make on YouTube, let me know and I'll make them. But yeah, I just think those are the two things: get the food away, get it out of your house, get it out of your sight. Two, get enough fruit. And then three, really exercise is good too. Exercise is so key because it changes your mind. And when you work out, you want to eat healthier. Did you notice that? Like
Exactly.
when I work out, I'm like, I want to drink more water, I want to eat healthier, I want to go to bed earlier. All the disciplines affect the rest. So you're not going to be able to just sit on the couch and watch Netflix and be a raw vegan, because that's a lazy habit, and raw vegans are not lazy. We have to prioritize our food. We have to think before we eat. We have to be, we have to be on top of our ripe bananas, we have to be on top of our stuff. So you're going to start moving your body, and it's going to affect how you eat, and how you eat is everything, like you said. So yeah, those are my top tips.
Those are great. And our stance at the Vegan Wellness Retreat is any way we can help people get off of processed food. That's going to be like the big goal. But as far as adding in cooked food, do you have any experience when you made the transition over like 14 years ago? Did you go raw till four? Did you go to like a cooked program? Because from my experience and what I've seen oftentimes happens is that can take over breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then it just pushes away the raw food. So, do you have any experience with that in particular?
No, I don't have experience with eating raw tofu. Like I said, I did. Yeah, I tried it a few times, but it didn't work for me because I already was raw for so long that it felt like I was so tired and I didn't like it. But most of my clients, they end up eating like raw tofu or some healthy cooked food. But
Uh-huh.
the main and they experience all the weight loss and all the results, but the main thing is that we have to have boundaries with the cooked food.
Right.
Okay. So I always recommend fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and you can cook them, you can steam them, you can have them raw, you can blend them up, you can have them, sauteed. Fruit, vegetable, nuts, and seeds. When you start eating rice again, then you want to start eating bread again, and then you want to start, and then you eat cereal again, and then you're back to dead animal body parts again. So, like, what I would recommend is have a boundary with yourself and write out the healthy cooked food that you like and that satisfies you, that also makes you feel good and lose weight and heal. And usually that's going to be fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. I would recommend squashes because they're fruits, okay, over sweet potatoes, which sweet potatoes are great, but they're a little more heavy and less water rich than a squash, which is a fruit, anything with a seed. So you can cook the squashes, or you can just cook the peppers, or you can bake apples, you can have zucchini. Why can't we just, if we need warm food, why do we have to pretend that, we need to eat unhealthy food for it to be warm food? Like, you can bake an apple. You can bake a few apples and put some maple syrup on it and like some dates and raisins and cinnamon, and that can be a great dessert or even meal. And you're eating healthy. It's a whole food. It's super healthy and it's warm. We're just trying to get back to our addictions whenever we're saying we need warm food or we need cooked food, because you can cook fruit and vegetables. All right. And you can make amazing, if you want to do dehydrated food, you could do that too. But I mean, I don't get into the dehydrated stuff because I'm like, what's the difference? I don't see a difference between cooked food and dehydrated food. Anyway, I know what I eat, right? You are what you eat. So like, if I'm going to eat dehydrated foods, I'm going to be dehydrated and I don't want to be. So
Right.
I don't get into that at all. But I just think people need to be open to eating steamed or warm fruit and vegetables. And that's going to help you so much if you want to eat some cooked food. No problem.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think, with the processed food, estimates are currently that it's running about upwards of 70% of overall calories consumed in the general population. So
I need to
we're
write this
at
stuff down, Chase, because this is crazy.
yeah, we're at, epidemic levels for all of this stuff. And, the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of it, going hand in hand. If we can just change those shopping carts and get people on incorporating more fruits and vegetables, that's going to do a huge world of good as far as the healthcare costs.
Yeah, yeah. I don't and the crazy thing is that how nature set it up, it's like fruit tastes so good. Fruit is so delicious that once you know how to pick it out, which like that's what I do on YouTube, so definitely I
Oh,
would
yeah.
recommend everybody subscribe to my YouTube. Once you find out how to pick out your fruit and it tastes so good, you're not going to want the unhealthy processed foods. Like, you don't even want it anymore. And a lot of people, it's scary out there, Chase, because I was live the other day opening up the cantaloupe and showing people how to tell when a cantaloupe is ripe. And somebody commented, he's like, "Oh, I can tell that I have been eating them wrong because you can eat yours with a spoon. And I have never been able to eat a cantaloupe with a spoon. I guess it's always been hard, so he has to cut it and then
Okay.
chew on it." And
Yeah.
I'm like, what are people doing out there? Like, people are not eating ripe fruit at all, and that's why they don't like it, obviously. So,
And for those listening, what would you say is your like average percent of calories from fruit? You include some greens and some nuts and seeds and salad dressings. Is that right?
yeah, every night I have a big salad. I mean, calorie wise, I'm going to say 90% of my calories are from fruit for the past 15 years now, since 2011. Approximately 90%. I'll have like a half cup or to a fourth of a cup nuts or seeds every night in my dressing, but that's it. That's the only seeds that I eat, nuts and seeds. I don't truly believe nuts and seeds are, human food, but I use them as help foods to help me stay raw. And I like them on my salads. And sometimes I have fruit for dinner, to be honest. So I don't have any nuts and seeds that day. So yeah, I truly believe that fruit is our species specific food. I'm not one of those people I don't count my calories. I don't put my stuff into Chronometer. I've been doing this too long and getting my blood test every few years. I know I have no deficiencies. I'm not worried, but if somebody is worried, that's a great tool. Put your stuff into Chronometer. You're going to see how much vitamins, minerals, nutrients you're getting, protein. If you're eating till satiation, you are going to be so good, and you're not going to need to worry about the numbers and the blood tests and all that stuff. So yeah, greens, I have them just because I want them, but fruit is the main health food that I eat. And I know the more fruit I eat, the healthier I will be.
And so 14 years, no protein deficiency. Didn't you once have a doctor tell you that if you didn't incorporate certain cooked foods or something like that, that you would die of a protein deficiency?
Yeah, and if any lawyers are out there, let me know if I could sue this guy. Because in 2011, okay, in 2011, I don't know why I went to the doctor. Just I think I was quitting my job and I wanted to get like my checkup before I lost health insurance or something. So I went to the doctor just to get a blood test randomly, and I was talking to him, and I made the mistake of telling him that I just started a raw food diet. Now, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because all the alarms are going to go off. Okay. They're going to call the authorities, you know? So basically he was like, oh no, that's extremely unhealthy. Meanwhile, this guy's balding. He's wearing glasses. He has a big stomach. Like what's going on here? But anyway, so basically, did you notice doctors don't look exactly healthy? But okay, we got to
Yeah,
move on from that.
that's good. That's, I
If
mean,
you
that's
and I were doctors, then maybe. But listen, I personally, I told him I was like, well, I'm not eating any cooked food. I'm just eating fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and I'm feeling really good. And I lost some weight, and I'm healing, and my knee pain went away, and all this stuff. And he said, listen, if you can do this for a few months, but if you continue doing this, you will become deficient, and you must eat complete proteins. You must have at least beans or quinoa or tofu. You cannot live without complete proteins. But it's been 15 years now. Since 2011, I have been not eating any complete proteins. I am not dying. I do not look like I'm dying. I'm sorry, but like this doctor was wrong, and he was a doctor. So I just want to put that out there. They don't know everything. They know what prescription drug is good for which disease or which ailment, but they don't know how to cure things, and they don't know what to eat. So you're on your own, guys. You're on your own.
You're right there. The average doctor, is eating the average standard American diet, and the number one cause of death among doctors is heart disease. So,
What a joke.
it's on the other
What
end
a
of the
joke.
spectrum. Yeah, yeah, it really
So
is.
come to the festival, hang out with
Right.
people like us, and then you're going to learn the truth about what to eat because doctors have their own specialty, okay? And we have our specialty, which is the experience of living this lifestyle. And yeah, I have made a lot of mistakes over the years. And I like to teach people about the mistakes I've made because I don't want them to make those mistakes as well. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have festivals when I was raw, when I first started out. So it's a great place to learn and to find out what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly. So everybody come meet Jeanette in person. We're going to be having the Vegan Wellness Retreat August 10th through the 14th. So it's coming up here. It's going to be in Gaylord, Michigan. Over 250 people will be there. So there's going to be a like-minded tribe, everybody looking to improve their health. So before we close, Jeanette, if you could just go over a couple of the recent books and stuff that you have out so people can maybe find those on Amazon, or give a shout out to any of your retreats. I know you're running some of those as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I am very excited. If I just think about it, like I know my cheeks are going to hurt because I'm going to be smiling the whole entire festival. And I just cannot wait because I'm going to meet so many amazing people. Yeah, so I have a bunch of books on Amazon if you'd like to check those out. I can also send you my free ebook, which is a recipe book, and you guys can go to Ms.FitVegan.com, check that out. I'll send you that for free, or you can buy the paperback on Amazon. I do have a few retreats. They are sold out, unfortunately, but if anybody is interested in working with me as your coach, I am starting a food addiction freedom course. It actually started on Sunday, but there's still one spot left. So if anybody would like to sign up, we start tonight on Zoom officially at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if anybody wants to sign up, send me a DM with the words "I am ready." I'll send you all the information. It's women only. But yeah, I'm so excited. Let me know down below if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram. Let me know if you're coming to the Michigan retreat, and I'll be looking forward to meeting you. And we got to work out together, though. So listen, if any of my fruity cuties come, you got to start training now. Because if you come to the retreat and you do not come to my workouts, I'm not talking to you. We're not eating together. You have to work out with me. That's the price you pay. There's a cost for everything. So the price you pay for hanging out with me is that you got to work out with me. All right. So I'm excited.
Jeanette this August. Thanks so much, Jeanette.
Thank you, Chase.
Really
I'll see you soon.
You taking the time.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of
Bye.
your day.